Howdy everyone! Welcome back to another video. Again, if you're new here, I hope you can support me by clicking the subscribe button and alert so you can be notified whenever I upload new videos. And of course, share this to your friends because for today, I'll be discussing one of the most confusing features of My DeFi Pet, which is the breeding. So, ang daming naloloka na bakit dalawang rare biglang naging normal or pwede daw bang maging normal or pwede bang normal yung parents tapos magiging rare yung anak. So, hopefully in this video, I can discuss it properly to you and explain to you how breeding and probability works. Kasi may sagot, hindi bug yung breeding ni My DeFi Pet. It's just that probability are considered in breeding. So for the first half of this video, I'll be discussing yung dalawang article na nirelease nila um, with relation to breeding. And then on the next half, I'll try to show some samples and then clarify yung probability chart. So, ayun, ito na nga yung first article na nirelease nila kasabay ng breeding feature. It was released on June 25. So, super brief niya. Didn't even explain much on how it works. Ito lang yung interesting part dito na when players breed two pets, there's a probability, highlight probability, chance that the offspring will inherit the body parts of either the father or the mother. And itong part na to, it also has a chance um, which have not appeared before from its parents or recessive traits. So ito yung either mutation or yung recessive trait ng parents yung naging dominant trait ng anak. Again, madaming terms, dominant recessive genes. I'll try to show an actual sample dun sa second half ng video. But as you can see, as early as now, hindi lang siya basta parang 1 plus 1 equals 2 sa breeding. It actually taps on genetics and biology. So, if you have background knowledge about those topics, kudos to you. Medyo magigets more. Madaling mong magets how the breeding and my DeFi pet works. And then, dito tayo sa bandang baba. So, this is how the interface of breeding looks like. I would show it to you in-game, pero down kasi yung server ngayon. So, ayun. Ano ba yung mga interesting factors here? First is, kailangan mo ng dalawang pet. So, wala yung nanay, wala yung tatay. Well, they call it matron and sire, but walang sex yung pets natin. There's unisex. So, kung sa ngayon ginawa mong matron yung spike mo, bukas pwede mo na siyang gawing sire or tatay. So, yun. And then the level requirements, it's at least level 10 sa pets. It doesn't have to be evolved. No, it doesn't have to be evolved. Madami kasing nagsasabi before na kailangan evolve daw muna yung pet before you can breed. But then to their surprise, nung ilabas yung feature, pwedeng level 10 na. So, medyo maganda siya para sa karamihan kasi in order to evolve a pet, you have to spend another 3D pet. So, 3D pet tapos breeding na 5D pet. Diba? Parang, mahal naman, ganyan. But anyway, ibang topic na yun. So, ayun, yun yung requirements. And ano pa ba yung interesting count dito? I mean, interesting information. So, the generation. Yung generation nito, ang lahat ng pets natin from the shop or from buying eggs, they are Gen 0. So, parang sila yung ninuno, ganun, ng mga magiging pets kalaunan. So, sila yung mga Gen 0. And then, how do we know what the generation of the offspring is? Yung magiging anak. What if I breed a Gen 5 and a Gen 3? Magiging Gen 8 ba yung anak niya? So, it doesn't work that way. As I mentioned, it's not a simple 1 plus 1 equals 2. So, the generation count of the offspring would be the higher gen count ng parents plus 1. So, kung Gen 5 and Gen 3 siya, so 5 plus 1, Gen 6 yung magiging anak niya. And then, another information here na makikita natin would be the breed count. So, the breed count, as plain as it can get, ito yung number of times na na-breed mo na yung pet mo. So, saan ba to related? It's related to the cool down time of breeding. Actually, matron lang. Itong sa kaliwa lang yung nagdidictate ng cool down time. So, yung factor nito is the more breed count nung pet mo, pahaba ng pahaba yung cooldown time niya. Kasi unlimited. Unlike Axie Infinity na may, I think, maximum 7 or so breed count lang yung pet. Tapos, menopause na. Benta na ng mura. Ganun. Laspag na. Sorry. In my DeFi Pet, no, unlimited siya. Pero pahaba lang na pahaba yung cooldown time. And then, for example, kung mababa yung breed count mo, 1 minute, 5 minutes, and then the longest cooldown would be 7 days. So kahit na breed count mo 100, 700, 1,000 breed count mo na, the longest cooldown would still be 7 days. So 7 days each breeding. So, ano pa ba yung interesting information here? So, ito medyo I wouldn't really say scam, pero madaming nahikayat mag-breed when they read this part. The higher gen of the pets, the higher rate of breeding similar accessories will be. So, ang daming nangyari, ang daming nagreklamo actually na parang, bakit ito yung information na binigay nila pero nung actual result yung Gen 10 nila, pa-pure ng pa-pure yung parts. Like, pawala ng pawala yung accessory. So, ayun. Again, like I said, it's not simple 1 plus 1 equals 2. It involves probability, chances, and genetics and traits. So, that's what the next article tried to explain. So, they released this 5 days ago. So just around last week. Kasi ang dami ng, I'm not sure if they have a schedule on releasing information in their blog, in their Medium website. But this article came from, or came after, a lot of players complained na bug nga daw yung breeding system. Kasi nga, parang in terms of the type of pet, like nag-breed sila ng Tigra with Adonis, biglang Bugsy yung lumabas. Parang na ano daw, na nangaliwa yung nanay, something like that. So they released this maybe to clarify some of the factors in terms of breeding. So yun nga, nilabas nila na it's all about probabilities. But before we talk about probabilities, dito tayo sa part na to na pinakita nila yung first 8. Well, actually 9 kasi one of the trait would be the body type or the pet type. And then the next 8 traits, which is the wings, tail, paw, horn, glasses, amulet or pendant, aura. Aura would be yung parang element like yung fireball, yung snow, yung glitter, ganyan. But it's not to be confused with outline. Well, actually, sobrang obvious naman ang outline. It's literally yung glowing outline ng pet nyo. So, I think there's only 3 so far. Yung yellow or yung gold, the reddish pink or orange, kung colorblind ka man, and then yung blue. Yan. So, here, dito na nila pinakita that there is genetics involved, which says na there's one primary trait or the dominant trait, the dominant gene ng pet mo. So, yun yung nagdidictate ng appearance. So, kung yung pet mo is may wings, ang primary trait niya, it's may wings. Kung yung pet mo is walang wings, ang primary trait niya is walang wings. However, there's also recessive genes or hidden traits. So, dito papasok yung tanong na, pag ba nag-breed ako ng dalawang normal, pwede siyang maging rare? Yes, ang sagot doon, yes, it's possible. If we look at the hidden traits. Kasi, again, kung sa wings, 'di ba? Parang yung both parents walang wings pero meron siyang hidden or recessive genes na may wings. So there's a chance na baka yung maging trait or dominant trait ng maging anak nila would have genes. So that's not really how 100% explanation of how genes work, pero parang ganun na yung sample niya. And then, yung pinaka-interesting and confusing factor here to most would probably be this table, yung breeding probability table nito. So, kung if we base it on the breakdown of the parts, makikita natin dito na that the paw, the eyes, or yung glasses nila kanina, horn, tail, and amulet, we would consider this to actually be common parts or common accessories. Kasi there's 90% chance na magkaroon ng gantong parts yung pet natin or yung offspring. And then there's only 10% chance na wala. And then, doon naman tayo sumunod sa uncommon na part, which is wings. Well, people would like bicker and say that this is a rare part then. So, okay, sige. Pagbigyan na natin sila na, let's call the wings also rare. Kasi, ayan, there's only a 40% chance of your pet offspring to have wings and 60% chance na wala at all. And then, dun tayo sa totoong rare, which is the outline and the aura. Kasi, as you can hear, there's 80% chance na walang mamana yung pet mo. And 20% chance na, of course, meron. Mukha man siyang mataas, but I'll show you later on dun sa samples na maliit yan actually. Maliit yung chance na yan. And more often than not, madalas lumalabas is normal. Normal lang yung pet. Tapos, dito sa baba, they gave some samples, pero medyo, for me actually, medyo even I love numbers, I love math, medyo naging confusing siya for me. So, in the next part, I hope I can clarify this part because I'll be giving some visuals. So, yan. Ayan. So, andito na tayo sa pinakita nilang example na what if meron kang pet na si Spike, the matron, the mother, has green horns, and you have an Adonis, the father, na walang horns. So, this table, actually, I just made it myself in Excel, or you can recreate it in Google Sheets. Simple, ano lang siya, simple formula, sum ifs, and then computation, tsaka simple arithmetic. So, basically, ayan, dito lang sa taas pinapakita yung genes ng matron, genes ng sire, and ano yung possible na mamana ng anak. So, if we're talking about horn, again, huwag mo na isipin yung mga numbers yan. If we're talking about the horn, ganito lang yung parang pinaka-visual niya. Ayan. So, again, dun tayo sa sample. Dominant gene ng nanay is green. Tapos, meron kang dalawang unknown. And then, meron kang empty. Tapos, dun sa tatay, meron kang no horn. Again, dalawang hidden and the empty. So, pag pinagsama mo yung dalawang yan, kasi nga, as the article says, 50% from both parents. So, 50% ng nanay, 50% ng tatay, 100% ng anak. So, if we're talking about horns, ito yung probability niya. There's 15% chance na magkaroon ng green horn yung magiging anak. 15% chance na no horn kasi nga galing sa tatay. And then there's 60% chance na galing sa recessive trait, which is itong mga hidden trait, mga question mark. And of course, 10% chance lang na walang mamanang horn yung anak mo. So, horn is a common. So, ayun. And then, ito na, yung sinasabi kong medyo nakakatawa na example. Ginawa ko tong meme actually na to nung lumabas yung breeding because a lot of people are complaining on Facebook and Telegram na sabi nila, bug yung breeding kasi rare plus rare equals common. So, actually, ito yung explanation niya. Ayan. Teka, galawin natin yung sarili ko. So, ito na nga, yung isang magandang example na, diba, dalawang rare, tapos ang naging anak nila, bakit normal? Ito yan. Kasi, pwede na yung isang parent mo, orange tuloy, colorblind, blue outline, and then yung tatay would be red outline. Yung probability sa anak nila, makahati, diba? Tig 6% lang siya. So, 6% red outline, 6% blue outline. There's still a high chance, 80% chance na walang outline na mamana yung anak mo. So, kaya maraming nagrereklamo na rare plus rare equals normal. That's completely normal. That's true. That's possible. Kasi we're talking about chances and genetics and breeding probabilities here. So, paano naman kung nag-selective breeding ka? Meaning na ima-manipulate mo yung pets na i-breed mo. So, ayun, nalaman na natin na kapag magkaiba yung dominant trait, mahati siya, di ba? So, what if dalawang red outline yung i-breed mo? Makikita natin dito na 12% chance. Tumaas na yung chance niya na magkaroon ng outline. However, pinakita ko pa din, there's still a chance na maging normal yung anak niya kasi, again, 80% chance na note outline. So, ang sagot sa tanong na rare plus rare equals normal, yes, that's possible. Rare plus rare equals rare, also that's possible. So, punta na naman tayo dun sa kung saan maraming interesado. Rare, normal plus normal equals rare. Pwede ba to? Posible ba to? So, ang sagot ulit, yes, it's possible, but it again involves chances, probabilities. So, alam na natin na ang dominant trait ng normal pets mo is no outline, di ba? So, 6% na kagad yan, no outline. 12% chance na no outline mamana ng anak mo. However, 'di ba? What if kung alam na natin yung recessive genes nung pets natin, yung lahat ng details ng genes. So alam natin na may red outline, yung dalawang hidden or recessive genes ng pets natin is red outline, 'di ba? May chance na. There's 8% chance na red outline yung anak. And kung swerte ka and that's what becomes the dominant trait of your pet's offspring, edi may rare ka na, di ba? So, yun yung sagot doon na it's completely possible. So, ito, personal opinion ko lang. Breed or no breed, I would say no breed. Huwag kang ma-FOMO. No FOMO ka muna sa breeding kasi it's expensive. More expensive, again, than buying an egg. Buying an egg is 3 DPET. Breeding is 5 DPET. And another thing kasi is the breeding is closely related to the skills. So until siguro na i-release nila yung information or maybe the feature for PVP or PVE or even just the skills itself, wag muna tayo mag-breed or even evolve at that. Ano pa ba? Siguro I'll also show kasi I'm talking about, 'di ba, decoding the genetics, recessive dominant genes ng pets natin. I'll show you how you can have an idea of what your pet's genes are gamit yung sa BSC Scanner ng MyDefiPet. So ito, if you're active in Telegram, I'm not sure if sa Facebook binibigay na din nila tong information na to. But in Telegram, when people ask, how do we know that our pets are actually NFT or it's actually owned by us? Ibibigay nila sa'yo yung BSC Scanner website because here, there's only two interesting items. I really don't know what to call them. Pero dito sa number 2, so yung tanong na, paano natin malalaman kung atin ba talaga yung pet? 'Di ba? Nasa wallet ba natin siya? So, if you go to number 2, this is random actually, hindi ko yan wallet, hindi ko yan pet. So, if you write your pet ID here and hit the query button, dapat ang lalabas na wallet dito is your wallet, yung wallet ID mo. And then another interesting feature here would be the number 14. Ayan. Dito sa details ng pet mo. Again, if you write your pet ID here, this is so far just for BSC accounts, hindi pa ata or wala pa ata yung Cardia. So, medyo malungkot ako kasi ako mismo Cardia ako tapos hindi ko nakikita yung details ng pets ko. Ayan. So, yung information dito na makikita mo, ang may explain ko lang would be the birth time. The birth time, it translates to an actual real life time. So, something about blocks yan and contract. Tapos dito naman yung matron ID and sire ID. If your pet is from breeding, lalabas dyan yung pet ID ng magulang niya. And then, of course, the generation. So, this random na pinili kong pet is generation zero. So, it came from eggs. Tapos, ito yung interesting na magulo na sana i-explain would be the gene string. Kasi itong array of numbers na to, it actually translates to traits, yung mga dominant gene, recessive genes, etc. And if you're actually familiar with CryptoKitties, there's a genome project there na they tried to unlock ano nga ba yung meaning nitong numbers na to. So I'm hoping maybe in the future there would be interested people unlocking the genomes of my DeFi pets too, just like how it was in CryptoKitties. Kasi I think in Axie may mga websites sila nang lumalabas na pag nilagay mo dun yung pet ID mo, parang papakita sa'yo ano yung chance or ano yung possible magiging anak nila. So I think in the future, maybe when we unlock more information about genetics or the gene strings of our pets, maybe magkakaroon na din ng ganun sa My DeFi Pet and hindi na tayo bulag na na dapat rare to eh, ganon. And then yung last interesting item here would be stages. Stages would be yung evolution ng pets mo. So kung nakaset na yan sa 2, meaning evolved na yung pet. So baka nasa higher level na yan na level 11, 12, something. And then pagka 1 yan, hindi pa na-evolve. I'm not sure if there would be stage 3 or the second evolution or even more. Pero I think ang max level pa lang ngayon kasi ng pet is level 20 and then one evolution at level 10. So that's about it for today. If you have any questions or gusto nyo nang mag-discuss about genetics and breeding, you can comment down below or in Telegram, you can PM me. I'm active there because personally, I'm really interested in genetics. I even studied how to basic coding para lang magka-idea about this. So again, if you think this video helped you, I hope you can share this to your friends para medyo maliwanagan din sila on how breeding works. So again, that's it for now. See you on the next video. Bye!